I'm very excited to be here tonight. I hope you guys hop on. I am talking to a very amazing singer this evening. His name is Gene Moore, and if you don't know who he is, you will learn who he is. Hi, mighty professor. You will learn who he is tonight. He has such an amazing voice, and God is just doing wonderful things through his ministry. And what I love is that he has been so transparent with his journey, which many times is very difficult to do because you leave yourself really vulnerable to critique and, all kinds of things. And so, hi, Sean Bigby. How are you, my friend? Hello, Isaiah. Sean, I have to do one of these with you. Hello. I will not be moved. So, I'm doing good. Tired as Hello.
What's good? What's good,
God,
fam?
God bless you, man of God.
Oh, we all churchy today. God bless you, man of God. Thank you for having me, woman of God.
Woman of God. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
No, hey, real talk. Thank you for having me on the show. I've actually followed you for a minute, and I'm just honored to be on your show. Real talk.
You lying.
No, for real, for real. I looked at the interview that you did with Wendy a little while ago, and I just been following your journey, and I've heard your name quite a few times, and it just seems like God and the universe just put things together at the perfect time. So, man, this is going to be fun. It's going to be real fun.
I have actually wanted to interview you for a long time, and I was just too afraid to ask.
Why?
I don't know. No, who wants to hear no?
No, I'm one of those dudes that I wouldn't say no unless like either I'm in an ambulance or I'm like on another side of the world and I ain't got no phone reception. Like I'm that dude. I really try to honor my word. So I got to give a shout out to some of my people. Sean Bigby, I saw you, man. What's up, bro? Yeah.
So I have to start. There's a few things that strike me about you. Your voice is striking, right? It's like remarkable. And then it finally dawned on me. It's like Donny Hathaway gave you his voice. Wow. It's like he said, I gotta go, but I gotta give this to somebody.
Wow. Wow.
I mean, it's like that level of perfection. I literally stopped listening to your music for a second just to play a Donny Hathaway track. And I'm like, am I tripping or does he sound just like Donny? Like, oh my God.
Well, so here's the funny thing about that. Donny is actually one of my favorite singers. Anyone that knows me knows that Donny Hathaway and Stevie Wonder are two of my favorite male singers on the planet forever. And I've listened to Donny for so long. But however, I don't even hear the influences that everyone else hears because I hear that all the time. You sound like Donny. Listen, if I really felt like I sound like Donny Hathaway, like thank you, Jesus, thank you. But I don't even get that. But that's definitely an honor.
There's a clarity. There's a clarity to your tone, and it's not the style because Sean was just saying way more agility, right? So it's like you're obviously 21st century. With your approach, there's just a lot more vocal freedom and you make, a lot more modern choices than he would have because he was, in the 70s type of thing.
Right.
But
right.
I mean, just as far as gosh, why am I losing my words right now? But just as far as legato, the smooth connectedness of the voice, the support that you have, the way that it rings, like there's this huskiness and this clarity. You have a little more clarity than he does, but you still can like exhibit this huskiness when your voice, I'm sorry, this is what I do, I'm so sorry. But when your voice But when your voice gets I guess you would say closer to like the third octave, there's a huskiness there that is like eerily similar to Donnie.
Oh, hey, any huskiness that you may hear, trust me, I got it from years of screaming in church. Church will do that. Yeah, ain't he all right? I mean, man, listen, it'll do that to you. But here's what's crazy. Here's what's crazy. I don't even really like the huskiness. You know, I hear like some of the younger singers now on Instagram. Like, listen, man, these young folks are killing on Instagram. Like, you can't even throw a rock far enough without hitting a phenomenal singer. And just the clarity and the resonance in their voice. Now, I don't know if it has anything to do with age, because, you know, when I was around 15, my voice used to be clear like that too. But, you know, man, if I can recapture some of that clarity, man, it'll be great. Yeah,
your voice is amazing, and I'm not trying to be funny, but if that's what you really want to do, you're talking to the right one.
No, for real. Hey, teach me. Listen, I'm never too proud to ask for lessons. Like, real talk. Like I need the proper way of learning how to preserve my instrument. Like by the time I'm 70 years old, I still want to sound like I'm around 30 or 35. Real talk. Yeah.
I just want to tell you again, you are really talking to the right one.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I love it. I love that that's what you want to do, because that's, like you said, that's what's conducive to a healthy voice. And you're so close. You're really there. But
so can I ask you a question?
Yes, sir.
So does that mean that I have to stop taking apple cider vinegar shots early in the morning? Because I take those shots right before I work out, because it helps to like burn the fat, and it helps with digestion. But on the flip side of the coin, I heard that, you know, it's a lot of acid in it, and I don't know if I'm doing more damage to my voice than I am, you know, helping my voice.
That's a good question. So I'm not a food expert, but I know this much. There are certain foods. I think it depends on how your body processes it, right? So once it goes down in your throat, does it come back up as acid reflux? Because usually the issue is when it comes back up as acid reflux and it burns your vocal cords. So that's when people have to stay away from acidic foods. But there are acidic foods like lemon, for example, that it's only acidic until it goes into your stomach and then it turns alkaline. So that's not going to be a cause of acid reflux. And that may be the case with vinegar. So if it doesn't come back up to burn, I think you should be fine, to be honest. I wouldn't say that you would need to stop that at all.
Okay. Good deal. I'm good.
Yeah, you should be great. Yeah.
And we need to get into another dialogue about how to get rid of sinuses. Like I told you before the interview, I was like, yo, I'm sick of taking antibiotics, man. Like Houston, I live in Houston, by the way. Houston, the weather here is so bad for me. You know, I can't speak for any other singers, but for me, it's so bad because my doctor told me that I'm allergic to mold, and Houston is full of mold. It's humid all the time. It's hot, and summertime in Houston is brutal because we have heat plus humidity. But you know, that's another separate dialogue. You know, we may have to talk about that because man, I'll be struggling, man.
So you got to think about like natural antihistamines, right? Or natural anti-inflammatories, and those would be like ginger, peppermint, your vinegars, your apple cider vinegars, garlic, manuka honey. The stuff that's like straight from New Zealand, that's like $70 for like a 2-ounce bottle or something like that.
Right.
I think you should try to get all of those anti-inflammatory herbal things together so that you can kind of, you know, get that swelling down and move all of that. Do you have like postnasal drip and all that?
Man, yeah.
That will clear all of that out. Like the eucalyptus smells and all that stuff, like different essential oils and the humidifiers and all of that stuff. But that sucks that you're living with mold. I can't even imagine.
Yo, hey, while you were talking, my wife just chimed in. It's more of an acidic acid, so it doesn't damage it. See, y'all two would work well together because she's into all of that stuff.
Oh, hello, Mrs. Moore. Nice.
What's up, babe? Yeah. So I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let you interview me, man, because I'm just talking.
No, it's all good because I like go off topic all the time. I really like for my viewers to get to know the person as well as the singer, right? Like I like to humanize singers.
Mm-hmm.
So, let's see. So does the rest of your family sing, or are you an anomaly?
No, my dad sings, but you know, preaching and pastoring is his thing. Singing is something that he does for fun, whereas singing is my career. So, you know, that's really the only difference between me and the rest of my family. But we do have singers in my family, more so on my dad's side than on my mom's side. Yeah.
Okay. So my next question is, you know, it's always people ask me like, oh, if I wasn't, you know, singing or teaching singing, what would I do? And it would be Spanish, probably teaching Spanish or doing Spanish business or something like that. You
Yeah.
actually have
Habla
degrees
español.
in
Yeah.
broadcast. Huh. You actually have degrees in broadcast.
Say it one more time. I'm clowning. I'm being silly.
I said you actually have degrees in broadcast.
I do. I do. I have a major in, I'm sorry. I have a degree in radio and television. And and my major was radio and television, and my minor was advertising. So, you know, I actually wanted to do that after I graduated. You know, singing was really, I wouldn't even just say it was a hobby. It was definitely a part of my life, but it was nothing that I tried to pursue as a full-time career. So, you know, what a lot of people don't know about me is that I've been in the gospel industry for at least 15 to 20 years before I released my first record. So I started when I was around 19 years old. My first professional background singing gig was with Kim Burrell. It went from there to doing spot dates with Israel Houghton. The longest stint that I had as a background singer was with Kirk Franklin. I started singing with Kirk in 2009. And so now here's the funny thing. I actually started singing with Kirk as an alternate. I came in to do fill-in dates for Isaac Caree because Isaac at the time had just did his debut CD. So he could hardly make any of the dates. So they were like, well, just bring Gene in whenever Isaac can't do it. Well, Isaac's CD did so good and he could hardly, you know, make the dates. And so, you know, what started off as like 1 or 2 gigs turned into a 7-year run with Kirk. So, you know, before I started as an artist, I got my education, for lack of better words. I got my education just sitting back in the background and watching the greats and how they were able to go on stage and command the audience and take ownership of their stage. So, yeah, my boy Sean Bigby said, yes, sir. I sung with Gary Mays. Gary Mays, he's a phenomenal artist here in Houston. I started doing that when I was around 16 years old. So, yeah.
So what advice do you have? First of all, that's an amazing story. And thank you for answering like 3 or 4 questions in one. So, so my question is, what is your advice for singers who are going from BGV to artists? Like, what did you witness and what lessons did you take with you?
Here, the first thing that I learned is pay attention. Pay attention. Just because you have the gift to sing does not mean that you're ready to be an artist. You have to learn how to think quick on your feet. That's the first thing. I'll give you an example. When I believe I was singing with Kirk, and I want to say we were in Sweden, and the sound in the arena completely went out. Ooh. And it was powerless for about 5 to 6 minutes. Now on stage, 5 to 6 minutes is a long time. So you have to do something quick. So what I watched Kirk do, he jumped on the piano and he started singing all of his old classics from Silver and Gold to The Reason Why We Sing. And then he brought in the audience to sing along with them just to keep them engaged and to also stall until they were able to get the power back on. So as an artist, you have to understand that it's more than just going out and just showcasing your vocal ability. You have to have presence. You have to have a command. You have to be versatile enough to operate in any atmosphere, because, you know, it's not always going to be hallelujah, thank you, Jesus. There may be times when you go to an event and they may not have your money. There may be times when you go to an event and you may not have had the sound check that you wanted to have. There may be times where you go to the event and somebody right before you walked on stage ticked you off, and you have to know how to shake it off and go out in front of the people and not let that show. So, you know, all of those things play a part in artistry. You have to learn how to be on time. You know, if the promoter is bringing you to a city and they say, listen, the car's going to be there at 7 o'clock, that's disrespectful to come down at 7:45. Because when you come down late, then it pushes the entire event late. And the promoter probably has to pay extra money if the arena stays open longer than what it was contracted to do. So, you know, you literally affect everything. So that's what I would say. You know, just learn the business, watch the people that are in front of you, learn the music business. It's very important. Oh Lord, my dog just came in here. Learn the music business, and you know, those are just like some of the things that I would recommend. Yeah.
Wow. So when you, I know a lot of gospel artists now are independent. So do you feel like you made a really informed decision when you went with Motown?
I do. You know, it's pros and cons to a label versus being an independent. You know, you can definitely be successful now as an independent. Look at Toby Nwigwe. Yeah, you familiar with Toby, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, everybody knows Toby. And I remember when Toby was really just getting his thing off the ground. No record label, no elaborate rollouts. It was just all him, his wife, his team, and, you know, his creative genius. And he was able to build a following and a command just on social media. And now the entire universe knows his name. So you can be successful as an independent. But the pros and cons to that is, number one, you have to come out of a lot more money personally. Whereas when you have a label, when you have a machine behind you, the machine takes care of the mixing and the mastering and the imagery and the album cover and going into the studio. You know, they take care of all of that. But on the back end, you have to pay that money back through streaming, through CD sales, through, you know, so it's just pros and cons to it all. It's a quicker start, I'll say this, when you have a machine behind you. But the payoff in the long run, and I'm trying to pick my words very diplomatically, the payoff could be a little bit more involved. I'll put it that way. Versus when you're an independent, the takeoff may be a little slower because you're digging into your own budget, but the payoff in the long run will be more lucrative.
Amen.
Was that diplomatic?
I would say so. I think I understand.
Yeah.
I think I follow you.
Yeah.
I understand. And thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
Hi, David. Yeah, I
What up, David?
Michael Wyatt.
Yeah, I know he must have heard us talking about Toby, man. He shows up.
He
David Michael, man, that's a singing dude right there, man.
He is.
Yeah.
He is. Okay, so
yeah.
All right. So you got signed, and then it took you 3 years to do your first album.
Yeah.
What was your creative process, your writing process, putting the team together? What was that like? And also, how did it differ from what you thought it would be, like that process of writing? Because I was reading and I was seeing that you started having a whole bunch of personal challenges within that time. And I'm pretty sure you didn't anticipate that going in, that influencing or informing how you wrote your record.
The first record or the second record?
You tell me.
Because those are two totally different experiences.
Okay, all right, so tell me both.
Oh, Lord. All right. Man, all right, so the first record was really just a record, just to put something out there and just to fulfill the fact that I was an artist that had been shelved for 3 years. I mean, that's really the best way that I can say it. I was signed, I want to say, in 2014 to Motown Gospel. The A&R.
You are just so honest with me. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You know, and I don't want to offend anybody, so, you know, I'm just trying to choose my words carefully. 2014, I was signed. The A&R that brought me in at the time, he ended up leaving. And so the new administration that came in was kind of like, okay, what do we do with him? I mean, it's almost like you have a baby and you drop the baby off at the front door and then you just leave. And then the people that come to the front door are just like, okay, whose baby is this? And what do we do? You know what I'm saying? So it was kind of one of those situations. I didn't have a big budget at the time, so we just kind of had to make do with what we had and, you know, just kind of put something out there. I didn't really have a lot of creative involvement in it. I'm not going to say I didn't have any, but I didn't have as much as I would have liked to, because, you know, there's more to doing a record than just writing songs and getting in the studio. There has to be a chemistry between the artist and between the producer. There has to be a chemistry between the artist and the label, because your A&R at the label is also going to supervise the entire creative process. You know, the label, they're the ones that green light and say, okay, this song works, this song doesn't work, this song is going to cost too much money, that producer, you know what I mean? So, you know, I didn't really have that experience like I wanted on that first record. So I'm not saying the first record was horrible, but it just wasn't one of my personal favorites, if I can be honest. I will say the first record, you know, it earned me my first Stellar Award nomination. I mean, you know, that was cool. But but I would say moving to the second record, Tunnel Vision, that's my baby. You know, that's the one that I spent more time thinking about, cultivating, being more intentional about the theme of the record, the songs that will encompass that theme, picking the right writers to match with the right tracks, because you can have dope tracks but weird lyrics and the song is garbage. And then you can have a whack track with great lyrics and the song is garbage. So, you know, you have to get a dope track and you have to find the right writer that can match the energy of that track. So I had to do all of that. I had more room to give input, you know, because by that time, myself and the A&R at the label, we had built enough rapport and enough trust with each other to where I was able to say, okay, is that how you feel? All right, I trust you. She would tell me, okay, Gene, do you feel strong about this? Yeah, I do. Okay, I trust you. You know, so I think that Tunnel Vision expressed, and it also manifested, a very, very happy marriage. Thank God I got my first Grammy nomination with that record. So yeah, Tunnel Vision is definitely my baby. The record is old now, and so, you know, you may hear a third record coming up pretty soon from me.
It's old. It's 2019, ain't it?
Well, we're in 2021, so here's another thing.
2019 was yesterday.
Okay, so okay, so check it out. Let's go back to what you were saying about independent versus label. The thing with the labels survive on revenue, and they also operate according to deadlines. So normally a record is in a cycle at the label for about 2 years, unless the record is like a gigantic hit. Like it would have to be something like a Tasha Cobb's Break Every Chain or a Marvin Sapp Never Would Have Made It. It would have to be like on that level. But if it wasn't quite on that level, they will give you about maybe 2 years to work the record. Then it's like, all right, let's go in the studio and it's time to record something else. Because yeah, the streams are starting to go down. The demand is starting to go down. So we have to do something so that we can raise things back up. However, when you're independent, you can pretty much control your own narrative. So, you know, yeah.
Can I just say, I liked The Future. I love Tunnel Vision.
Thank you.
Tunnel Vision, it like you said, I felt like I understood you as an artist. There was a chemistry there, and there was is the word synergy?
Yeah.
From one song to the next, it just felt like the same person, just different inflections of the same person.
And that is the importance of sequencing. Let's go back to being an artist. We were talking about what does it take to be an artist. As an artist, okay, I'm glad I thought about this. My sequencing, in my opinion, was far greater on Tunnel Vision versus The Future. Why? Because I didn't understand the importance of sequence on The Future. I just said, yo, this song sounds good. Let's make this number one. The very first song on The Future is the title cut, The Future. Now, musicians and singers may appreciate it, but the average consumer couldn't understand it because it was in 7/beat, okay? Giving
us jazz.
Yeah, yeah. So, the average consumer can't understand that. So
Mhm.
by the time they listen to the first song, they're like, yo, my
Overwhelmed.
ears are burning, man. I don't know if I can finish this. But then when we got to tunnel vision, I understood sequence. I understood that you literally have to take the
Can
listener.
we just say we have legends on here? Doobie Powell is on here. Oh
Doobie,
my goodness gracious.
Doobie, one of the producers on Tunnel Vision. Doobie
Yeah.
Powell. Matter of fact, Doobie produced the song Apart. I just did the live video for it. That's Doobie Powell.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I've known of Doobie since early 2000s. I'm sure he's been who he is since before then, but I came into the knowledge of Doobie in early 2000s. Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the sequencing, that all of those things are important as well. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, no, you killed it. It was absolutely beautiful. The first song I heard of you was in my sister's stories. And my sister's not even like a real like gospel head like that. And then I was like, I wanna love like you. I wanna love like you. I was like, who is that?
So unconditional. Yeah.
Come
Yeah.
on and sing. It's like you killed that. Oh my Lord. So yeah,
Yeah.
your voice is absolutely amazing. Honestly, that was really everything. I really wanted to.
Really?
Yeah. And this was easy. This was easy.
It was easy. And what makes it easy is you're an excellent interviewer. I've had some interviews where it's kind of like everybody's pulling one another's teeth. Like, what we gonna talk about now? No, much love to you. Do you pronounce your name?
That means
Dileesa?
a lot to me from a journalism major. That's saying a lot. So thank you.
You pronounce your name Dileesa or Dileesa?
Ooh, Dileesa.
Dileesa. Okay,
Yes,
got you, Dileesa. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. So, anything you want to ask me before we jump off?
Yeah,
Man, I feel like it's only been like 5 minutes.
Can we do a duet?
Oh, well, now come on, Dileesa. You
Now
gotta
I
wait
gotta ask
until...
Motown.
Yo, and that's another thing too. You signed to the label, you are their intellectual property. I have people that say, hey, can I do a duet with you? Okay, sure, yeah. Go on and email the label, and then they got to give you clearance. Yeah. That life is real. It's real. I'm not trying to talk down on labels. It just is what it is. It's pros and it's cons. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I got distribution through somebody for my last single, and I was like, never again. Hated it.
It wasn't that bad, I'm sure. I'm sure it couldn't have been that bad, right?
I just didn't even like the fact that I uploaded it to YouTube and it said this is owned by somebody else. I was like,
Yo, hey, Sean Bigby, man, now you lying, bro. Sean Bigby just said I did a take with Gene and he did it in one take. No, man, I'm not a one taker. I wish I was. I'm not a one taker at all. But I appreciate you, man. Thank you for the love. Thank you for the love, my dude. Thank you for the love, my guy.
So during this COVID thing, are you doing live stuff? Okay, how about this? If anybody has questions for Gene, feel free to ask in the comment or like post it. But I'll just ask, like, are you doing things like, a lot of people are doing live sessions and stuff like that during COVID, like live recordings and stuff?
Okay, so the only live session I did, plugging shamelessly, shameless plug.
Go ahead.
Go to YouTube and you type in Gene Moore Apart. Apart is the song Doobie Powell produced and Eric Dawkins wrote. That's on Tunnel Vision. And I wanted to do something with a small live studio audience during COVID because I just missed performing so much. So, that's the only live thing that I've done. I've done some virtual things, but other than that, I haven't really done anything, involving me getting on the stage and being around a lot of people, man. We trying to stay safe over here.
Who is your dream duet? Or dream collaboration? Let me say it like that.
I have a few. Can I name a few?
Sure.
Let's see. I would like to work with Dolly Parton.
Oh,
that's
my
first.
God.
I would also like to do something with her.
Yeah.
Her.
Yeah.
The artist.
Gabriella or something. Yeah.
Gabby. Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. I would also like to do something with Stevie Wonder. And That's about it. That's about it. I mean, I'm open to doing duets with other people, but in just in terms of like my dream type situation, those would definitely be the three.
Sean has a question. He always has good, thoughtful questions, by the way.
Sean just like picking on me, man. That's all. He just like picking on me, man. Sean, what's the one moment that has happened that really made you say, whoa, that is musically dopest moment of my life?
Singing with you, Sean. Sorry.
I would have to say when I did a duet, I actually have two. The first one was when I did a duet years ago with Layla Hathaway. I literally lost my mind when I was on stage with her, nervous, and I'm trying to focus and sing, and I'm literally getting caught up in everything that she was doing vocally. Man, it was like so unfair. That's the first one. The second one was when I went on tour with India.Arie. That entire experience was one of the dopest musical experiences of my life.
Wow.
Definitely. Absolutely.
I saw some video of that.
Yeah. Yeah, man. She's dope, man. She's dope musically, and she's a really dope person. And that entire experience, I was out with her for almost a year. Just one of the greatest experiences of my life. Yeah.
So someone has a thank you for sharing. Somebody else has a question. What was your process in getting to trust yourself with your songwriting? That's a good question. You just do?
Here's what I do. Just jump out and do it. Even if you feel like it's corny, write out all the corn and talk to some people that'll be honest. Honesty is key. You don't want people that'll just be nasty and negative, because there is a such thing called constructive criticism. But you want people that'll be honest and say, okay, work on this, work on that, take that lyric out. You need to do something else with the bridge. Do that. And the more you get into the rhythm of doing that, your confidence will definitely increase.
I love that. That's good advice.
Yeah.
Good advice.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold you any longer. So somebody said, how are your runs so silky? Because he has great placement. Because he has great placement and he phonates efficiently.
Wow. I don't know how silky it is right now without this junk in my throat, man. For y'all that don't know. Wow,
you're sounding like McGruff, right?
Yo, Dileesa was really cool. I told her right before we started the interview, I said, yo, I'm battling a sinus infection right now, which I am. My doctor has me on like crazy antibiotics right now. It's drying me all up. So I was like, yo, I'm going to try to struggle through it. I'm hoping I don't fall asleep, during the interview, because it kind of has me drowsy. So, yeah, hopefully I'll get that silk back. But right now, it ain't happening. It ain't happening right now.
You sounding like a preacher man. So I don't want to hold you any longer. I know how that feels when that medicine kicks in. I hope you feel better. I hope you get well soon. And I appreciate you so much for coming on here this evening.
Anytime you need me, and listen, anytime you need me, give me a call, and I'm gonna definitely be in touch with you too about this voice stuff.
Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Your voice is such a jewel. Thank you for your voice, your gift, and your ministry. You're wonderful.
Thank you, Dileesa. God bless you.
God bless you too. Bye.
All right, take it easy.
Uh-huh.